So welcome guys to Hangout number 3 out of 4 total Hangouts for Coach Basics. Hopefully you guys have been staying up with the daily post, the daily education, doing your own self-development as well, just learning by going into the training in your back office, watching the videos. It's just an endless amount of learning to do, especially when you're a new coach in this business. So just take it on one day at a time. You know, we definitely don't want to overwhelm you. And I'm still learning every day. It's been almost 4 years. You know, I'm constantly seeing and hearing new things as the company and the business of coaching evolves. So what I wanted to get into tonight was 3 things in particular that I had outlined on the page this morning. I shared a video that was really educational and informative for me. Like when I watched it, I was like, wow, this is probably the best information I've seen given on the concept of creating a Facebook page for your coach business. And so hopefully you had a chance to look at that, but if not, I'll hit upon some of the points that were made in that. I also want to show you guys a really cool trick that I use to help your customers easily order their products or their challenge packs from you when they're going to invest in a program, rather than have them go to your main website and have to navigate through the shopping and find the product. That can be kind of cumbersome, and there's a way that you can just zip them right to the product link. And I'm going to show you how I've been doing that very successfully. And then the last thing I want to take you through is that 5-step invitation process for new coaches. 5-step invitation process for new potential customers. You know, how do you talk to somebody and engage them in dialogue in a way that the value of what you're offering clearly comes through in a way that's not salesy? And that's where a lot of coaches get hung up. They feel like they're just selling and pitching products, and the successful coaches do much more than that. And there's a way that we speak to people and invite them to our challenge groups so that they feel like, yeah, this sounds like a really awesome opportunity. This is what I need, and it's well worth the investment. So we'll walk through that whole process. So the first thing would be the product links. And so what I'm going to show you is a couple of visuals. I'm going to take you to a screen share. And so this is more of the technical stuff that I think might help you when you're following up with customers and you're talking them through the purchase process. The visuals that I show, these documents that I show, are things that you can also find in your back office, but I'll also share them on the Coach Basics page tomorrow. I'll put these documents up so that you have access to them. So let me go to a screen share for how to share your product links. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So right here, hold on a second. Sorry guys, bear with me. I lost. There you are. Share screen. Okay. Okay. So what you're looking at here is it's just an email that I could send to anybody with whom I've had a conversation. And these 2 visuals here are visuals that I created. So I use the program pickmonkey.com. If you're not skilled at creating visuals like this, pickmonkey.com is fantastic. It's pickmonkey.com, pickmonkey.com. You can create all kinds of visuals. These are just logos and illustrations that I literally Googled and downloaded as JPEGs onto my computer. So, you know, you go to Google for whatever images you want, whatever logos you need, download them onto your computer, and then you can use those logos and images to create things like this. So let's say I've had a discussion with a customer regarding Shakeology, and that customer is ready to make their purchase. So rather than me putting Shakeology.com/Don Murphy and then them clicking on that link, I can do that. That's no problem with doing that. But this is kind of a more professional way of doing it. So once you've created the visual, I just want to show you a trick here that if you're not already, some of you might already know how to do this, but if not, I want to show you. If I right-click on that image, it's going to say right here in the drop-down menu, hyperlink. So I click hyperlink, and right here I can put in the address that I want this to connect to. So it would be shakeology.com/Don Murphy, and then hit OK. So now what happens is, let me just take this out for a moment. Let's say I've had my conversation with this person, and they're ready to make that purchase. I can, I'm sorry guys, one second. Okay, so what I might say is, hey Joe, it was good speaking with you today. Click below and select Home Direct for your order. Boom. Joe gets that email, he clicks on that, and then what will happen is it's going to take him directly to my coach site because I've embedded the link into the image. So that's an easy example. Let's take another product that's not quite so easy. Portion Fix. Okay, that's the portion container nutrition system that is actually part of the 21-day fix, but Portion Fix is just the nutrition system alone without the exercise DVDs. This is something that I'm very fond of and I use quite often to get people eating properly. So what I do is I can embed my product code into that image as well, but there's a way that you go about doing that, and here's another document I want to share. Hold on, bear with me. Okay, here you go. The product links form. So if you look here, okay, specific product link. This image, this link right here can be copy and pasted just like I did, like I just showed you for Shakeology, can be copy and pasted into that illustration for Portion Fix. But what I have to enter, okay, when I copy and paste that web address into the hyperlink, I have to enter the product SKU. So every single Beachbody product has a, call it a SKU number assigned to it, and that number goes right there in the red. And then where it says your ID is your coach ID. So by going ahead and doing that, I'm going to copy this. Copy. I go back to my email. Let's say Portion Fix. Okay, order here. I'm going to hyperlink. Okay, but again, where it says enter product SKU, I've got to take that out and put the actual product code. Now the product code, bear with me, is I'm going to show you where the product codes are, just so you're familiar with this, because it's a huge help. So just bear with me. Okay, I'm going to go to shop. So I go to teambeachbody.com. I go to shop. When I go to shop, you've got all the products of Beachbody listed in the drop-down menu. So I know where to find Portion Fix because I've used it a lot, and it's under nutrition and supplements. It's actually the last item in the list, and there it is. And see where it says item number? Under the product where it says item number, that right there is that SKU number that I have to enter. So I copy that and I put it right there, paste. And then rep ID equals 132667. Okay, that link is now set up. I could send that email to somebody. They click order. It's going to take them right to Portion Fix, and it'll be attached to my Coach ID so that I get the credit. So hopefully that's helpful to you, because you can do this with the challenge packs. You can do this with every single product in the Beachbody product line, and it just makes it a lot more professional, say when you're sending a follow-up email to somebody for them to make their purchase. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I've talked many coaches through this, and they've loved it. It's just made their business more professional. All right, so we can get out of that now. If anybody has any questions on this, I'm happy to speak with you one-on-one if you want to follow up with me. But again, this has been recorded. You could always refer back to it. Okay, so no, I don't want to save that. And get out of this. And I'm going to stop the share. Okay. So the next thing that I figured we would jump to, but before I actually jump to that, does anybody have any questions based on what I just showed you? Let me see. Lisa, good point. Can create direct link to actual product from the... Oh, was it hard to see my screen? Hold on one second, Lisa. I just want to unmute you. Lisa, go ahead. I unmuted you.
Oh, no, it was me. I had to do my screen fit to window. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is your question answered?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're good.
Yep.
All right, great. Does anybody else have anything they want to ask? You know, again, if you can always type a question into the chat box if you want. No? Okay. So the next thing I wanted to get into was this concept of your Facebook posts. And this is a dialogue that I've had with coaches for years regarding what's the best way to go about sharing invitations, sharing helpful tips on exercise and nutrition and everything that we're trying to do to help people. Do you do it on your personal Facebook page, or do you do it on a separate, call it new business page? And different coaches will give you different answers to that question. And there really isn't any wrong way of going about it, but what you have to be careful of is that if you're using your personal Facebook page, you really want to make sure that you don't become too business heavy on your personal Facebook page, because two things can happen. One, you might start to alienate your friends and family that are actually, you know, following you or are friends with you on Facebook, when they realize, God, you know, all you're doing is sharing this stuff about exercise, nutrition, and Beachbody and challenge groups. It's kind of like, okay, enough. You know, this is your personal Facebook page. The other thing that can happen is Facebook is really cracking down on any type of solicitation through your personal Facebook page. And a lot of coaches are ending up in what they call Facebook jail, meaning they basically freeze your account. You can't use your Facebook. And that can really be damaging to your business if you're trying to build. So the video that I shared this morning is from a top coach who's done just an incredible job at understanding the ins and outs of Facebook and how to really create an effective following of people who will be captivated by what you're posting in terms of fitness, health, nutrition, wellness, whatever it is that you are, you know, thrusting out there for your business. And it's this concept of creating a new separate Facebook page. Call it a business page, call it a like page, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. But it basically is giving you free reign to make it a business page, insofar as you're not just hammering people with solicitation and trying to sell products. That's the last thing you want to do. You really want to be sharing helpful knowledge and things that are going to get people engaged by you. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about how to go about doing that. I think it's really, really important that you guys watch that video that was posted this morning, because she just does a really phenomenal job at explaining it. I watched it twice because I was just like, man, I learned stuff that I did not know. And as a result of it, I'm about to kind of re-spark and reinvent my business page. because I tried it about 2.5 years ago, and I was very inconsistent with my posting. And because of that, it never really went anywhere. I didn't really build my business using that method. But I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to follow her guidance because I was really impressed with what she had achieved. So my suggestion is that you do use a separate, call it business page, for building your coach business. You don't have to, but that would be my suggestion based on what I learned in that video that I posted today. Okay? So the main thing now that I want to jump to is this 5-step invitation process. And it's really kind of my favorite thing when it comes to training coaches on how to speak with people, because this is what I do for a living, day in and day out. It's just talking to people about their health and fitness goals and the things that they'd like to change when it comes to their health and their fitness and their body, whatever the case may be. So last week, I took us through the process of beginning the invitations, like putting out individual invitations, 2 to 3 a day, in addition to possibly putting out blanket invitations on your Facebook page, be it your personal page or your business page, whatever you're going to choose to do. But the whole point of doing those initial invitations is to generate some type of initial interest or response. It's not to get people to go, sign me up, I'm in. You know, that's not going to happen. It's a multi-step process. So all you're doing is that initial invite, what we talked about last week, to get people to say, hey, I saw that thing you put up, I saw that invitation, I'd love to get more information. You know, what is it about? I might be interested. Does it cost money? You know, you're going to get a whole array of responses, but the whole point is you just want to get a response. That's the first critical step. Get the response. Once you have a response, then it's up to you to engage that person one-on-one in the most effective way possible. And for me, personally, that's face-to-face. Now, I'm building a coach business because of the nature of our business with no geographic boundaries. Most of the people that you might get as customers are not going to be able to meet with you face-to-face. You know, they might be in a different state. So the next best thing is on the telephone. There are some coaches that will say, well, no, I've been able to build my business successfully just through social media messaging back and forth. That's awesome. I mean, if you can get to that point where you're just getting people to buy from you and you've never even spoken to them or met them face to face, that's really impressive. But I think that the best way to you build rapport with people is by establishing a connection over the phone if they don't live locally to you and you can't meet face to face. So establishing a connection over the phone is something that you want to get them to agree to. And so when I'm going to take you to this document, the 5-step invitation process, and I'll just kind of talk you through it. And I want you to just take it as a framework. You know, you might look at this document and go, well, I don't really want to do that or say it that way because it just doesn't fit your personality. But what you do want to do is grab onto the principles of what this document is talking about because it's very, very effective. You know, and in the end, guys, it's really sales 101. And when it comes to selling, okay, and that's not what we want to give people the feeling that we're doing. Sales is not about hard selling. Sales is about helping people. And when you come across to people in a way that is genuine and caring, because of this method that I'm going to take you through, they start to trust you to the point of saying, you know what, I'm in. Tell me what to do. Like, you've got me excited. I love what you're telling me. Sign me up. What do I need to do? Like, that's what you want to get people to. So how do we do that? Let me go to a screen share. Okay, here it is. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. 5-step invitation process. The customer 5-step invitation process, okay, is designed to help you increase your success with inviting people to join your Beachbody Challenge groups, okay? We know what a challenge group is. As stated here, it's the complete solution to helping people achieve their goals and enjoying a healthy, fulfilling life. They're the most leveraged use of your time in the most natural way to help the most people. So the challenge groups will provide your members with a proven fitness program, dense nutrition with Shakeology, support and accountability from you and other members in the group, and then rewards through the Beachbody Challenge. Before we jump into inviting people to your challenge group, it's important to build relationships first. So here it's going to start talking you through. Now there's another hyperlink here, which you can look at it in your own time. It's called How to Build Relationships. It's a document on just how to get into conversations with people in a way that is starting to form a relationship. And you can look at that in your own time. But I want to take you through this 5-step process. Okay, step 1 is inviting your prospect into the conversation. And that is no different than saying what I went through last week. It's the initial invitation to generate some kind of interest in what your challenge group is or what you're offering. Once they've expressed that interest, I believe that the most important part of this whole process is step 2. Step 2 is where you're really going to get to know the person with whom you're talking. So number 1 is the invite, and this is what we went through last week. So I won't go through sample invitations again. We did that last week. Once you get a response, okay, they give you a scenario here. They give you 2 scenarios here. Option 1, if they ask about price first. Sample response. It depends on what you want and need. How about I ask you a few questions and we can go from there to make sure it's right for you. Option 2, if they've expressed interest and want more information. Great, I'm glad you're interested. Let me ask you a few questions and we can go from there to make sure it's right for you. This is all part of step 2, okay? And it's all about getting them to agree to a conversation, getting them to agree that you have to ask them more questions so that you can decide if this is right for them and how you can best help them. And that's what you want to get across. And so for this step 2, guys, that's the document that I shared yesterday. The magic of sharing fitness and changing lives. And it says it right here. The following suggests additional probing questions to uncover a person's deepest why for expressing interest in your challenge group. This would be part of step 2 of the customer 5-step invitation process. So let's talk through this a bit more. Right here, I've provided you with a whole bunch of sample questions that are very open-ended. And again, you don't have to use these. The whole purpose here is to give you ideas and get your mind thinking about the types of open-ended questions you can ask your prospects. So for example, somebody has said to me, Don, I saw that invitation to your weight loss challenge leading into Thanksgiving. I'd love to learn more about it. Cool. I'm glad you want to learn more about my fitness support group or whatever you're going to call it. Fitness challenge, challenge group, health and fitness group, accountability group, etc. It's whatever you want it to be. Question, are you currently exercising? If yes, what kind of regular exercise do you do? And so rather than me start reading through all these different questions that you could be asking people, I kind of want to take you through a role play. So I'm going to kind of put myself on the spot here. Let me stop the share for a minute. And I'm just going to randomly select, unless somebody wants to raise their hand and volunteer, I'm going to randomly select somebody. And I'm just going to role play Sage. Fantastic. So let me unmute you. Okay, so I'm putting myself on the spot here, and I'm going to assume that Sage has seen an invitation on my Facebook page, and she has seen that, and she has responded in a way. It's for a weight loss challenge. I've put something out there that says, I'm looking for 10 people who want to lose 10 or more pounds in time for New Year's. Message me if interested. So Sage has responded, hey, Don, I'm interested. I saw your thing. What do you got going on? And so what I will have done is I will have responded to Sage by saying, Sage, awesome. I'm glad you are interested in my support group. I'd love to connect with you on the phone at a time that's convenient to explain how it works. What times are best for you? Sage has responded. She says, fine, tomorrow, 10 a.m. is good for me. Great. Talk to you then. I'm now going to call Sage. So here we go. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Sage, it's Don Murphy.
Thanks for calling me.
You're very welcome. How are you?
I'm swell, thanks. I'm chubby. I need to do something about it.
I think you're in the same boat as a lot of people. I'm getting quite a few responses to that invitation that I put out there. So no problem. First off, I just want to say congratulations. I saw the award that your daughter received there on your Facebook page. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. So when you say you're kind of chubby, how chubby? What kind of weight are you looking to lose?
I need to lose at least 15 pounds.
Okay. How long have you been 15 pounds overweight?
Forever.
Really?
Probably 10 years.
Have you tried to do anything during that 10 years to lose the 15 pounds?
Yes, but not seriously. If a vacation comes up or a holiday comes up, it throws me off and then I never get back. Or at least it takes months before I get back and I check my calories and work out a little bit.
So you've been kind of inconsistent insofar as doing what you need to do to keep the weight off?
Exactly.
When you have been working at it, what have you been doing? Are you exercising on your own? Like, do you go to the gym or are you working out at home? What do you do?
A little of everything. I like to walk. I like to take my dog for a walk. I have a total gym. So exercising and staying active isn't really a problem.
Okay.
Cravings are really a problem, and not being able to say no to the things I really like.
Like, what kind of cravings do you get?
Sweets.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way. Like cakes, cookies, and ice cream. It's my nemesis.
All of it.
I totally understand. So you've made this decision now. You want to really lose the 15 pounds. Is there anything that's motivating you specifically to want to lose the weight now?
I don't want to think about it anymore.
You just want to get it off and keep it off.
Exactly. I just want to live differently.
Okay. Is there anything health-wise going on that caused you to say now's the time, or just you're feeling it and you say that's enough?
That's enough, and I have kids that are looking at me, and I would like to be a good role model.
Got it. Okay. So with the weight coming off, like, tell me what you'd love to accomplish, because this support group that I'm doing is fantastic. There's a number of options that I can offer you, but I want to make sure I'm giving you the right thing. So if you could change, let me ask you this, if you could change, we know about your weight. So if you could change two things about your body, your weight, your overall health, what would those two things be? So we know you want to lose 15 pounds. Is there anything else specifically that you'd love to achieve?
Sorry about that. I have a new coach who's signing her first coach, so that's what I'm doing with my phone over here.
Oh, that's cool. No problem. That's great.
I need to be stronger as I'm getting older. I'm 50 now, and as I'm getting older, I don't want to be getting injured easily.
Got it.
And then I don't have any health issues now, but I think if I don't change things, those are just around the corner. So that's what I would like to fix. Okay.
Have you done any type of weight training in the past? Say, like, when you've done exercise, what have you done specifically?
The total gym is strength training a little bit. I don't know if you're familiar with it, and I use handheld weights when I'm using it. So 15-pound weights, push-ups and pull-ups, sit-ups. I haven't lifted weights with my legs in a long time though. other than using the total gym to tone.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. And the nutrition, I know you have the cravings. How are you fueling your body every day? Like, tell me about your normal eating habits, because this is going to be a big part of the support group, the nutrition.
Well, I normally don't eat breakfast because I can't think of anything that I want in the morning. If I'm near home, there's a chance I'll eat healthy for lunch. If I'm not, I'll wait until I can't stand it, and I'll just pull in anywhere because I need it, and it's okay if I'm starving, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of how it goes. And then I feel tired after that because I usually don't make a good choice. And then, so I don't exercise later.
Okay. And what you're describing is common. You know, a lot of people, it's the same thing. You know, I think we're so busy. Sometimes it's almost like we don't have time to eat. So what I'm asking for is a commitment. If I'm going to share with you a number of different options, and the options are going to provide you with a nutrition pathway as well as an exercise pathway. But more importantly, you're going to come into this group with me as your coach. And so I'm going to be giving you daily accountability to make sure that you're following the program that I'm going to recommend for you. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be committed to this because it's the only way it's going to work. Like, I'm committing myself to you as much as I'm asking you to commit to the group so that we can get the 15 pounds off, and you'll have more energy than you felt probably in a long time. And your kids are going to be going, "My God, what the hell's gotten into you, Mom?"
That sounds like a good change. Yeah, I'll commit to that.
All right, fair enough. So there's a program called the 21-Day Fix, and it's one of the most popular programs that we have in our product line. It's going to provide you with a portion-controlled, clean eating system. Okay, where you're actually going to understand the proper balance of what to eat on a daily basis, in addition to doing 30-minute workouts. Okay, and I just want to start you in this program because it's going to be for 21 days, and it's quite possible that you'll lose 10 to 15 pounds in that 21 days as long as you stick to the pathway. But let's start you in this program first, and then revisit in 21 days where you're at and where you could go from there. Does that sound good?
It does sound good. I foresee one problem.
Okay.
I'm concerned about, my cravings. Like, I expect that I'll do well probably for a week or two, assuming things follow my pattern. I'll probably do really good for a week or two.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions when those cravings hit that I can, because I'd like this to turn out differently?
Yeah, so what I'm going to recommend is, with the 21-Day Fix, there's a nutrition shake that you're going to consume on a daily basis. It's called Shakeology. And this is a nutrition shake. It's not a protein shake. It's a daily dose of very dense nutrition. So basically, you're going to be fueling your body with a number of superfoods, 70 superfoods to be exact, a complete vitamin and mineral profile. And one of the things that this does is it's going to reduce your cravings. The shake itself is delicious. Like me personally, I drink it on a daily basis, and it's like dessert. I mix it with some almond milk, some almond butter, banana, some blueberries, chocolate Shakeology. It's my favorite. But there's a number of flavors, including a couple of vegan options. So having that shake on a daily basis as a meal replacement. So I'm actually what we're going to do is we're going to build it into your daily nutrition plan so that it replaces one of your meals. It's going to be, based on what you just told me, it's going to be your breakfast. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, and it's also going to reduce your cravings.
Okay.
I will also share with you that for me personally, like, I've been drinking this for almost 4 years. At times at night, that's when my cravings hit me. I sometimes have a second shake. Okay, so if that is going to be something that you might want to consider, the shake itself is only 160 calories. So what we'll do is the program will include your first month of Shakeology. And you'll drink that on a daily basis. Based on what you told me, it'll be your breakfast. Okay?
Sounds doable.
All right, very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the purchase link via email. but I also am going to send you a video that kind of just gives you an overview of how the challenge group works. It's kind of a cool, fun, engaging video. You can just take a look, and it gives you an understanding of how the challenge group will work using Facebook. And I promise we're going to get you those results, and you're going to lose the 15 pounds.
Okay.
All right. All right, Sage, fantastic. So look for that message, and then I'll follow up with you probably, if not tomorrow, it'll be the following day. So will you be able to watch the video by then?
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll go from there, and we'll get you all locked in and ready to go.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. All right, great. Thanks, Sage. All right, guys, so there you have it. You know, Sage, thanks a lot for doing that. Like, your responses were really common. Like, they were real. You know what I mean? It's the kind of dialogue that you often have with people. So does anybody have any questions or anything they want to ask about how I just went through that whole process? I mean, all I'm trying to do is learn everything that I can and paint a picture of her current situation. And she was very open with me in sharing that stuff. But what happens is, subliminally, the more I talk to Sage and the more I ask her questions and really try to get an understanding of her situation, the more she is subliminally starting to trust me. There's a rapport being built. And it's sometimes the case that this conversation is not all going to happen in one shot. It might be the case that we finish up and she says, you know, it sounds great, but I'm just, the timing's not really good for me to commit to what you're saying. You know, and sometimes you'll get that. Like, she expressed interest in my group, but then I went through this whole process with her, and maybe during this process she goes, man, you know, it sounds like this is really a commitment, and the holidays are coming up, and maybe this isn't the right time for me. So if that was to be the case, and she said, you know, all right, send me the information and I'll take a look at it, but I'm not so sure, that's okay. She's not saying, no, don't ever talk to me again. What can very often happen is that Sage might not be ready at the moment. Or maybe there is something in her budget that she doesn't want to share with me that's making her go, you know, she might get the information to purchase the product and go, oh my God, it's going to cost me $140, you know, and she might go, I can't afford that right now. No problem. I'm just going to bring her into my contact list as somebody who's pending as a future customer. And I will constantly follow up with her just to see how she's doing. You know, and I will also offer her free support and advice as much as possible. So it's not like, oh, you didn't buy from me, so I want nothing to do with you. It's no, let me still give her support and help as much as possible. Let me plug her into my free health and fitness Facebook page. You know, so going back to the Facebook page, that's where your posts, you should be putting up. I mean, I was actually blown away by I forget her name, what she said in the video. She posts 12 times a day. And, okay, this is obviously her full-time job, but if it's your full-time job, you can do it. But I would say at least, you know, post 3 to 5 times a day to at least get you going of helpful health and fitness information. It's free, helpful advice that you can get on Google. You can pull from other challenge groups that maybe you're in. Just friendly, helpful advice. It's helping people when it comes to health, fitness, wellness, and everything that we represent. And that's it. And then periodically, like the girl said in the video, you throw something out there that's, you know, maybe challenge group related, a success story about one of your customers, something that Sage will see and continually be engaged by that page. She'll respond to a future invitation. So there you have it, guys. Question, if they express a financial issue, would you invite her to a free challenge? Absolutely. That's a great idea. You know, and it's actually something I don't do enough of. Like, why not have a free challenge? You know, there's no fee to be in my challenge. I could even say to Sage, you know what? Understood. Budget's a little tight right now. Let's just get you a free Beachbody membership and get you going with some free workouts that I could direct you to using Beachbody On Demand. It's free. for 30 days. So I can channel her into some really helpful workouts. And if she can't afford Shakeology, well, heck, I am gonna suggest she gets Portion Fix. Portion Fix costs $39.95 retail. And what a wonderful nutrition program that is. That doesn't have any exercise programs associated with it. It doesn't come with Shakeology. It stands on its own. The container system, the Portion Fix nutrition book. So it explains exactly how many portions to have each day. It's fantastic, guys. So you have many things you can fall back on if your customer says, that challenge pack's too expensive for me. Fall back to your free challenge. Fall back to a free Beachbody On Demand trial. Fall back to Portion Fix for $39.90 and still plug them into your challenge group. All right. So she could sign up for the free website and portion control all at the same time. Yes, absolutely. She would actually have to purchase Portion Fix it would be a product purchase from you for $39.90. And then she would enroll as one of your free customers for the on-demand. All right. Let me just make sure I'm getting any other questions that came in. Yeah, Lisa, that's a great point. Lisa, guys, is stating how she asks people to sign up for a free account with her if they're not already, or if they're not ready to buy anything. It's just like, look, you know what, let me just get you set up with a free account with me, and I'll continue to provide you with free help and support. That way they're already connected to her should they order something. So pretty much everybody you talk to, I think it's a great idea to invite them to be your free customer at the very least. Plug them into you. Okay. Great. Is there any other comments or questions on
I have a question. I was told don't send them to your link. Try to stay online with them and walk them through it.
Yeah.
I kind of liked your idea because then you don't have to deal with the financial rejection right away. But
yeah, absolutely. Like I really like this. What I've done with those links, and it's the purchase link is embedded right into the hyperlink. It's really fantastic. I mean, and it works really well. And it is the thing where, okay, you can send them that link and they're going to see how much it costs. And if they want to reject buying it, no problem. And then you can go back and have the further dialogue with those fallback options.
okay.
Yep. Let me just make sure I covered everything I wanted to hit upon in that. So going back to this thing, I won't read this verbatim, guys. This document that I shared yesterday, it really stresses some important points about when people give their answers. Like say it says to me, I want to lose 15 pounds. And I didn't just say, okay, well, I've got a great solution to do that. I continued to ask more questions. I wanted to find out more about why she wanted to lose 15 pounds or by when she wanted to lose the weight. Or was there something specifically motivating her to want to lose the 15 pounds now? And by asking those further questions, that's where you're going to what we call their deepest emotional why. And I think I hit upon it, or she hit upon it when she said, my kids, are looking at me, what are you doing? So it's kind of like, okay, there's something going on there with the way she's feeling with her kids. And so that's a deep emotional why that's being triggered. So to get her to talk about that is just further emphasizing the buying decision that she's going to make. So this just kind of talks through the whole process. The thing that I emphasized at the end of this document that you want to keep in mind, important point that will make a huge difference in your success. Tell people that when they buy a challenge pack from you, they're primarily investing in you, not the product, to help them cross the finish line and achieve their goals. The challenge pack provides the exercise program and nutrition tool, Shakeology, that's used as the pathway. However, you're the reason they're going to succeed. And you want to state this to them with confidence. Your guidance and accountability and the motivation of you and your group's peer support will be the most valuable part of their investment. They're investing in you more than anything because they trust you. To earn their trust, it's important you take the time to get to know them through the question process described in the document. You get the picture. Spend the most amount of time on step 2 of the 5-step invitation process. Once you've hooked into their deepest emotional why, state with confidence that you have the solution for them with your challenge group and the program product through which you will coach them and keep them motivated to success. So that's all written out there in that document, and revisit it, look at it and absorb it. It makes a big difference. Is there anything further that anybody would want to ask or comment on? Lisa, go for it. Let me unmute you. Go ahead, Lisa.
I just had a question backing up to when you said you used PicMonkey to create that image.
Yeah.
Did you, because I use PicMonkey, but how did you just Google the image that says start here and then?
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
Image, or you edited it.
Yeah, yep.
How did you make it so, is it like an inlay or is it a?
Here, let me show you real quick. I'll just take you there real quick. So if I go to, okay. So this is PicMonkey. If I go to, I just design a custom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, hold on one second. Is that how I did it? Yeah. So what you do is you pull. So these are my pictures. If I go to, I've got so many photos in here. Crazy. So here's the Shakeology logo.
Okay. So you did choose it as an inlay.
Yeah, and then what I do is, and then you've got arrows here.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my arrow.
Okay.
And then I go to, real quick, I'll show you. I go to order here.
Okay.
And then I would save that as a photo and then reopen it and crop it.
Okay.
Just crop it. And then I just copy and paste, and then I just save it again, and then I copy it right into my email.
And then you can hyperlink from that photo. I didn't know you could do that. So.
Yeah, and then you right click on to create the hyperlink.
Okay, thanks.
Right. You got it. And that's the other thing too, guys. Like about being a coach, I didn't know this 4 years ago, and I mean, you just learn so much by doing personal development and getting creative, and taking the time to learn things like this, like PicMonkey and the apps Pick, Play, Post. In terms of your challenge groups, putting in engaging video clips with some still photos. That's the stuff that's kind of captivating for people in the group. It's motivating, it's inspiring, it's cool, it's edgy. So you want to be doing that stuff to keep the excitement level and energy high when you're working with people. So let me stop the share. All right, go ahead, Lise.
I was just going to say, because I have one of my coaches on the call. Christina's on the call. Hi, Christina. I don't know if you can talk. But just one thing I was going to say, too. I know if you're a new coach, it can be intimidating to think about starting a challenge group. But just go for it. Just do it, and don't worry about your first challenge group being perfect or having the perfect post or being the perfect challenger yourself. Just jump in. Just invite people, and even if you need to say, this is my first one, be in my first one, make it special that way, but just do it, because that really is how you learn, like what Don is saying. Like, you're not going to know everything, and it's going to be really overwhelming if you think you need to know everything, but you learn as you go, and each challenge group will teach you something more to add to the next one. So don't worry about being perfect, and just offer to help people and put yourself out there.
That's a great point, Lisa. And because I know, like, the first time I did a challenge group, it was hard, not horrible, but it was just like I couldn't get energy going in the group, because all I was doing, as many coaches do, is copying and pasting the daily tip from the challenge group guide. The challenge group guides are great, and there's some really cool, there are some really good posts in there, but they're good to have as a fallback. And there's some good helpful tips and information that you can also use. But if you just use the challenge group guide alone and you don't inject your personality and creativity and engaging videos and photos, it kind of just starts to come to a standstill, and that's where Lisa's coming from. Like, you do your first one and kind of like, it was okay, but it wasn't great. And the more you do it, the more you'll build energy and enthusiasm amongst your participants. So by being in challenge groups yourself, you'll learn a lot. You'll be able to get ideas and copy ideas and just run with it. But don't hold back. Throw yourself into the fire and just go for it. And if the challenge group guide is the only thing you want to use, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to, it's not going to crash and burn. It's just that you could make it a lot better than just using the challenge group guide. Yeah. Self videos are key. Having the confidence to do your own selfie videos. Get yourself a little camera that you can use wherever you may be to film yourself doing a little workout, film yourself cooking your healthy meals, anything that's going to be like, hey guys, this is what I did today. What did you do? That's you being the leader and holding them accountable to what they say they're going to do. And that's how you get people to get results, and they love you for it. All right. How would you do a free group based on them being a 30, being like a free 30-day member? Jackie, is that what you're getting at, I think? Let me just see. I'm sorry, let me make sure I understand the question. Where do you get the video about the challenge information? Oh, the video about the challenge information is called Ever Feel Like This. Okay, the video Ever Feel Like This. It's in your back office, or you can always Google it. You can Google Beachbody Ever Feel Like This, and the video will come up on YouTube, and you can just copy the link. Okay. What's your question? How would you do a free group based on them being a 30? Not really sure what 30 being a 30 member. 30-day member. Okay, so a free 30-day member. You could have a challenge group with something as simple as, hey guys, everybody's got to post what they did each day for their workout. And they have to take a picture of at least one healthy meal. Like you can make your support group, your challenge group, whatever you want it to be. You can establish whatever rules you want. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to be doing a Beachbody program and drinking Shakeology. If anything, free challenge groups are a great way for you to establish relationships with people and let them see and understand how valuable you can be as a coach, as a leader for them, holding them accountable. So you might say to them, I'm sorry, I'm getting some background noise. Hold on one second.
Oh, that's me. You just mute me.
Okay. You could say to people, hey guys, for those that are in the challenge group and have not invested in a Beachbody program, no problem. What we want you to do is just every day, post to the group what you did for your exercise. Did you jog 2 miles? Did you go to the gym and lift weights? Did you take a class? Whatever it may be, just hold them accountable to an active lifestyle. Hold them accountable to eating right. Take a picture of the food. Show me what you're eating. It's as simple as that. You don't have to make it that, they got to buy something. But when they see others in the group doing what they're doing, and the fact that you are being such a great leader and accountability partner, then they're more apt to say, you know what, maybe I should invest in a program and start drinking Shakeology. So Lisa, let's see, she said, I just did a 14-day club challenge group. They signed up for 30 free days. She showed them how to cancel on day 14, but a few kept the membership. So there you go. She started them out for free. And then after 14 days, she showed them how they could cancel if they didn't want to get billed. And some of them opted to stay in. So it's a great way to have a risk-free, no investment opportunity to work with you. I love it. Good stuff. All right. Anything else that anyone wants to add or ask? So I hope this has all been helpful. And I know, again, if you're a new coach, it can feel a bit overwhelming, but it's just a lot of education being thrown at you in the first 30 days. I will be going into more about how to share the coach opportunity over the coming days, and during the final hangout, I'll hit upon some really good stuff on, how do you share the coach opportunity with people? And there's really, I look at sharing the coach opportunity with 2 different groups of people. One are the people that have already been your challenge group participants, your current customers. Okay, the dialogue that you have with them when it comes to the coach opportunity is probably going to be a little different than just talking to somebody that knows nothing about challenge groups or Beachbody, and you're trying to share with them what this opportunity is all about. There's 2 different dialogues that really happen, and I'll hit upon both of those in the coming week and during the hangout next week. Okay? All right, guys. Are you good? Did I cover what you were hoping to get out of tonight? I hope the role play went well and it gave you some good understanding of how to go about speaking to people. And Sage, thanks so much. That was great.
You're welcome. Thanks for the time, and I'm looking forward to watching the video again.
All right, cool. And you, congratulations on 5 coaches recruited in the month of October. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, and one of them is a superstar, and she just recruited somebody while we were on the count.
That's great. That's really exciting stuff. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You got it. From Jackie, will you be talking about how to determine where to put people as far as so you're talking about how to build? Yeah, Jackie, I will. If it's not me, I'll be sharing some real insightful videos in a daily post on how to properly build when it comes to adding coaches. All right, but yeah, we will hit upon that before the end of the Coach Basics. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and have a great night.
Bye. Thanks.
See you soon. Bye. I'll put up the recording tomorrow morning.
Thanks.
Okay.